Hi, so here are some tips on managing Christmas Day, okay? The actual day itself. Hi, it's Alison again, consultant speech and language therapist, autistic spectrum disorders, and some complex needs with over 30 years experience in these areas. Professional and also mum of a young lady with autism. So, following on from my tips on managing the build-up to Christmas, here are my top tips on managing the actual day. Tip 1. Ensure that your son, daughter or client has a quiet space, okay, to escape to. An escape room where no one else can just walk in, and you'll have to make this a rule with all your friends, families and visitors that they mustn't just walk in to this person's space because it is their space and they need to be in control of that space. Okay. Everyone must adhere to that consistently. Tip 2, plan ahead to succeed, okay? So pre-Christmas Day, ensure that you've got a large supply of batteries, screwdrivers, anything that you might potentially need on the day, okay? In case of presents not working, for example, place any batteries into toys before you wrap them, okay? So that the person on the spectrum isn't sitting there waiting, having been surrounded by an already different hyped up day with lots of different people arriving, presents, and they open a present and they're having to wait while you put batteries in. It's not a good recipe for calm. You need to have everything prepared so that when they open a present, they press a button or whatever it is and it works, okay? So I would advise putting them in beforehand, okay, and have spares just in case you need them, okay. So, in addition, be selective. Tip 3. Be selective so you'll know the kinds of presents that your son, daughter, client likes best. For us, it's always got to be something with lights, sound, music, because my daughter's very musical. And when she presses a button, something happens. Lots of different sounds, noises, lights, music. Okay. Whatever it is that your son, daughter or client enjoys in that way, just buy one present like that. Don't go buying loads. I know the temptation's there because you're desperate to please them and see them happy. Just buy one so you don't risk overwhelming them. Okay. Another one is give only one present at a time. So this is really tip 4. Again, avoiding overwhelming. Give only one present at a time on Christmas Day to your son, daughter or client. So after unwrapping, also leave the client to have a look at the present, okay? They need time to process it. Don't go giving them another one before they've sat and had a look at it and processed it. Maybe they've walked away. Maybe they've come back. They need time to process it before you bombard them with another one. Okay. Don't ask them too many questions about it either. Some people, I know my husband used to do this, straight in with, oh, do you like it? What do you think of it? Da, da, da. Forget that. Just give them quiet time to process. They don't need lots of speech because the moment you start yapping and speaking to them and asking questions, they stop processing and they need that processing time. Okay. Remember, it's about their needs, not yours, okay? And I know that's hard for parents and grandparents alike, but believe me, just step back a bit and things will be a lot calmer and a lot better. So what I'm talking about is managing the sack or stocking, okay? So you're avoiding overwhelming and request that grandparents only buy 1 or 2 gifts if you can possibly do that. So they're not overloading with bagfuls. I know we had problems in the past where that's what was happening. And it's all through love and wanting to do the best you can and to please and to make people happy. But sometimes it needs to be managed, what it does in this scenario. Okay. So perhaps you might give family presents later on in the day, not all at once with Father Christmas presents, if that's how your family works. Okay. If you do 2 lots. Tip 5, I would prepare yourself and your family emotionally. So beforehand, try and prepare yourself for the scenario where you've chosen this lovely present and your son, daughter, client on the spectrum just takes one look at it and walks away, okay? Or is more interested in the packing. It does happen, it can happen. And you've got to try and prepare yourself to be ready for that, basically, okay? And also prepare siblings and grandparents too for this possibility. You could explain to grandparents and siblings, that what happens with people on the spectrum, they need to look at the toy briefly or the present. They will be processing it. Even if they don't look interested, they will be processing it. If they walk away and leave it, you need to support them to not be, say you don't need to be upset because what she's doing, what he's doing is processing. And it may well be that he'll walk away now, but he'll come back later and have a look at it again. And indeed, that often does happen. And if it does happen, then drop the grandparent or the friend or whoever it is, perhaps a photo of them looking at it later on, or a text just to say, they're looking at it now and they look like they're enjoying it or whatever, okay? Just keep people involved and informed. Tip 6, at the table. Okay, so in our household, we've always worked on the expectation that our daughter comes and sits at the table with us for every meal. We laid those foundations early on, and it has doing that then helped enormously. We went through a lot of trials and tribulations to get there, but we did, and it's paid off because that's the expectation in our family now. And obviously Christmas Day is no exception. But many families find this very difficult to do. And if you haven't been able to do that, it's not your fault. It's okay. In the membership area, I'm going to be ultimately looking at ways of slowly getting people to the table in a systemized manner. If that is an issue that you have experienced, there should be some help there. There will be some help there for you. Okay, but don't worry. If that is the case and you cannot get your child to the table, or your young person, your older person, whoever it is on the spectrum, don't choose Christmas Day to try and insist that they do it today when they don't do it any other day, because you're going to cause mayhem. Okay, allow them to eat alone if that's what they usually do and that's what they need to do. Okay, it's okay. They're allowed to do that. So, as I say, there are ways we can work on that in the months, years to come. If you can get them to the table, seat them roughly in the usual position that they tend to sit when you sit there anyway as a family. So you might have a bigger table, but still put them in the same place, if you like. Place them next to you or next to somebody who understands them and won't be talking at them or to them all the time during the meal. So be strategic about where you put them. I would also put them near to a door so they have an escape route and they can see the escape route. Okay, they've got access. If they're sitting next to you or whoever it is that you've placed them next to, they need to keep reassuring and gently praising them through the meal. Telling them how well they're doing, using short, familiar phrases that the person on the spectrum knows well anyway, because they're used generally in their everyday. It might be phrases like, "You're sitting so well," or "Well done, such great behaviour," or "I'm really happy with you." Little short phrases. You can use gestures, signs to reinforce. And obviously, exaggerate your facial expression. You're happy, you are really happy. Don't leave them guessing, okay? And allow them to leave the table when they've finished their food. Or, even if other people are still eating, allow them to go. Allow them to, or if or in between courses. But if they need to go before that, let them go. Today's about peace and calm. Today is not about rules, Don't have Christmas music too loud. Again, you're going to risk overwhelming. So I think that's probably about it really for now. I do hope you have a peaceful Christmas using these strategies, and I hope to see you in the members area in the new year, in the near future, because we're going to be looking at a lot of different ways of helping, improving communication, improving anxiety, and making for a calmer, more positive and better quality of life for you all. All the best, and thank you.